Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Synergy. We're still working on our scientific district, but I think we have it figured out. We've got the mineral enhancer queued up here, which will put our scientific district over 600, and then we just need to put people in the research center to push beyond the knowledge threshold that we have to achieve here. Completed space arrangement. The thing is, we'll have to put those people just to reach that score, because I think we've actually run out of technologies to research. So once we hit that threshold, I'm gonna pull all those people out of there because they don't have a job anymore. I could move some of them over to the Hall of Wisdom if we boost that one a little higher. But for now, it seems fine. I was having trouble with this house last time, because I'm not sure why this house doesn't have water. But you know what we're gonna do to solve that? It might be the fact that it's slightly outside of the range of both of these cellars, even though they have clean water. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rebuild this house here essentially, and then just destroy this one. In fact, I could tear it apart right now because I have so many extra houses just lying around. I would love to tear this guy out so we can build this new agriculture farm that will work on the orcular stem. We have a bunch of extras queued up here and they haven't been planted yet. These dang giant fungus, they're all over the dang map. I wish I would have realized before. And I know it says they're invasive, but I had no idea what that even meant. But I can see now that they are definitely just like tearing up the land here. How many spare people do we have, like, just lying around? 15 people? You guys should be out here ripping out every fungus known to man. Do I have to prioritize these because you guys don't know how important it is to get rid of the giant mushrooms? We'll leave it for a little bit. Maybe until we finish this mission here. Almost through the dry cycle, and then we're going to get 15 more people. Water's doing fine. Lots of cooked meals. I would love to get another kitchen going based on... Well, we actually never discovered where grains come from. Because the plant nursery out here is making orcular stem seed. And I don't know any other plants that make grains. Oh, wait a minute. The beaky bell can be reaped. Perhaps that is the key. Can you guys just stop leaving stuff on the ground all over the place, please? Let's see here. You, field laboratory people. Come surface and analyze this. Let's take a peek around. I have to imagine that, why is there clean water on the ground? I have to imagine that a lot of the things that have this seed scattering action is literally just like planting more of that plant. We've got an analysis. Ah, rats. Reaping achieves more lianas? Lianas. One of these days, I'm going to discover a plant that can make grain. What happened to Tiano? He's staring off into the distance, man. He's like, I've had a rough go of it. Oh, he's gone. He was just contemplating life for a little bit. But one of these days, we're going to find a plant that we can gather grain from, and then we're going to have all the bread. What does carbon bulbs do? Aren't those like part of like special meals? Oh, you can make meals out of bulbs and kernels and mushrooms. You can make oatmeal from seeds. Seeds seem more important than eating. Maybe if it was like an emergency. Have you guys started ripping out these fungi? Do I have to prioritize every single fungus out here? Nope, there they go. Fine. If you want something done right. Alright, we're into the next cycle. We got 15 more adults and 13 more on the way. So, like, there is no excuse anymore. Are you guys able to be harvested now? You aren't. That's shocking. Well, what's the point of you guys then? Like, I mean, if I was desperate, I could get some fruit out of you, but that seems like a really bad proposition, because every time you uproot, you would get a laceration or a wound. In the dry season. But it's not the dry season anymore, is it? No, it's the temperate season. Is there just no way, unless you have to like lower the temperature of the thing? Things are getting complicated. If maybe you have to lower the temperature of the guy. Hey, the mineral enhancer. It takes 1 rock to enhance the minerals around here. That's very interesting. Decrease. Oh, you can increase or decrease. Fascinating. All right, let's throw these people into the research center to shoot the score up high, and then we'll send out our explorers. Very exciting news. How's our bark doing? Bark resources are holding out around 500-ish. I guess I'm gonna deconstruct you again, because I don't want to harvest things that are gonna give my people wounds. That seems like a bad idea. Okay. Wait a minute. We only have 19 houses that have a level 15 score? There's 5, 10, 15. I've miscalculated. I'm 1 house short. Do you think this is close enough? Or the house was supposed to go there, that's right. Right. There's an amalgam behind there. Trust me, there's an amalgam back here. Let's prioritize that. That is useful though, having rocky amalgams around. I love getting rocky amalgam rock. It's just a quick 20 rock infusion. Okay, we've disassembled the other agricultural farm. Now we're gonna put this guy down, and this is gonna be great. Reaping for branches? Fantastic news. That means these guys can stay on tapping for like ever. And then these guys will be the ones to make branches for us. Do we have more stuff to plant even more orcular stem seed? Sure do. That's great. We're gonna have our own little orcular field. It's great. I'm so happy about it. What do you do? Can we do it? No, just sowing. Sowing. I just gotta go look at all my plants before, or again, just in case they had like something tricky that I didn't hear or see. But these are all, we've already seen these well enough. The riverbank finger is an interesting one that you can tap it for seeds. Actually, now that we are notching anyway, we should probably come out here and notch all of these riverbank fingers, because they give us seeds, and we're using seeds for our plant nursery and for our autonomous garden. I think it's a good use of our time. All right, did you get the rock? Yes, you did. Okay, let's make this house. I'm gonna high priority the house, because that's the last thing we're waiting on over here. Gotta keep you people in here until I get the mission knocked out as well. Now let's see. Cultural stuff, we got preserving knowledge done. This one is not gonna help at all since we're out of technology to research. We could go for education. How many tools do we have on hand? 128, holy cow. Education. These are just increasing the number of people who can work there, which, considering our population is kind of exploding, would be pretty useful. But let's go for ground analysis, and then we'll go do education. And then we'll just kind of follow up with all the leftover task distribution things that I haven't unlocked yet. And the fact that we have so many extra people, we should at least put 5 more people in the assignment tower. We have 22 people that didn't have like a specific job, so it only makes sense. All right, they're finally clearing out all these stupid mushrooms out here. We gotta beat back the tide of the giant fungus that was starting to worm its way into our village. Look at this one. You've done such a terrible job on the environment. You're making your own mushrooms wither. It's making all my trees unhappy. I don't like that. Maybe we can, once we figure out ground analysis, we can try to adjust the ground over here to make the hatted trees happier, because they're not doing great. Withering, poor. Yeah, like I don't think any of them are in good shape anymore. Straw trees are... even the straw trees is not doing great. Poor, in good health. Most of them are okay. I'm guessing any of the ones that are not in great shape were nearish the invasive mushroom. These guys are all doing well. They're like, I like this. Alright, 54%. This house is almost done. Speed up time a little bit. That's not what I wanted to do. We've done it. All right, now send out your explorers back to the Chalcedony Mesa. Invite the citizens to visit our city. Considering we have basically a spare 63 housing, I can't imagine they have enough people to... Like, I could invite everybody back to the city, and I have to imagine that they would all be able to live with me now. Whether or not that's actually true, you know, remains to be seen, but... a man can dream. So, I noticed this, if I build a water pump... I think it's a well-being thing. Nope. Culture? Where the heck's the water pump? Soil modification. If I put you here... Oh. Is this not big enough? Oh, I see. Rats. I was gonna say, we could put one of these in the science district and it would be great. Alas. An invitation. Back in the Chalcedony Mesa, the explorers find that the citizens are sturdier and more aware than during their last visit. Considering the journey ahead, this is a good thing. The party's leader announces that the long analysis carried out on the lens have finally paid off, and that each Mesa citizen is invited to hear about the research report. What approach will you choose? As usual, the Mesa's citizens are suspicious of what the explorers have to say, but they are still too obsessed by the lens and its evocation to be way too tempting, and they accept the invitation. So does that mean they're coming back with us? We've completed another step. When the citizens of the Chalcedony Mesa arrive, we lead the group to our infirmary. The sick have a hard time listening to us, being distracted as usual. We don't notice any real progress until we bring them to our patient zero. They suddenly get angry. How can you find any interest in your grand missions? How can you talk of progress, healing, symbiosis, and the like when your very own environment wants to kill you? Patient Zero refuses to counter them. He doesn't deny the certainty of our own destruction, but tells them about the first expedition he planned to go on once he was healed. He mentions the progressive return of his appetite before asking the guests a few questions. What did they eat in the Chalcedony Mesa? Did they have wind-catching towers like ours? The victims of the lens realize that this man who has suffered the very same ordeal as they have really believes that life can be good and have some meaning. However, they can't bring themselves to believe him, or at least not yet, but they embrace the idea that someday they too might be convinced. Hey, we won! Good job, team. Unlocked a new scenario. We got 5,000 points. 4 people died. Those were the 4 unfortunate explorers I sent into the ice machine. That was no good. But good completion on Back from Infinity. We were about halfway to getting a gold medal. And we still had 22 cycles that we could have messed around with to try and boost our score. Basically, to increase your score, you want to just get more and more people and have more and more districts. Like, we didn't even touch or not the social district, but the one about the plants. And then like some of the education buildings we didn't even build. So there definitely room for improvement there. What I think we'll do here, let's go back to the main menu. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go back to the main menu and then we'll start up the next scenario here. So we finished Back from Infinity. And that we unlocked the Ruthless Skies, the next one. So Back from Infinity was the first one. A group called the Anchoring, that was us, settles on higher ground to study celestial sciences and acts as a warning outpost in case of natural disasters. However, the colony is soon confronted with a hurricane of unprecedented proportions and sets off on a rescue mission into nearby areas that is most probably doomed to fail. Huh. Well, don't sell yourself short, guys. Let's go ahead and continue. Original, of course. And we will start. I like that you kind of like build a narrative in the game is as you complete different scenarios, you get to see more and more about what's happening in the world. It's cool for a game this early in early access. There's a lot going on in it. The Anchoring scatters across deserts and beyond in its search for knowledge. It is an organization of men and women who used to think they were condemned to ignorance and obscurantism. Today, their initiative leads them to rocky highlands. Composed of aspiring researchers, the party has long been looking for a suitable place to find to build a meteorological station. The altitude and proximity to water in this region match the required parameters. From the station, the research party will be able to observe the area's climatic conditions and meet its needs in first necessity materials. However, before building the station, the party will need to design and craft the necessary tools. A research management building would be a good start. Okay. All right. We have arrived. Let's take stock of our surroundings here. I have not played much of, or I have not touched this scenario at all. It looks like there is not a ton of surface water. Good news is we have a lot of sunshade tree. I kind of missed that in the last scenario. Petrified giant, great source of rock. Barbed brambles, I have to imagine, is a source of thorns. Good, some rocky amalgam. Good news there. A volcano tree, sick. Cactus shrub, perhaps a source of food. A lot of new things here. Whipping gourd, good source of water. The problem is we cannot get water in the traditional way here, I don't think. Because there is not enough space to build our what's this thing called? Pontoon. Like, you look at the biggest section of water. Oh, man. How cool would it be if you could actually fit the pontoon right here? It's the one place. Wait. Oh, they thought of everything. The demons. Rats. I don't think there is a place you can build a pontoon on this map. It's close. There's a couple spots that are very close. But I don't think it's actually doable. Oh man, that one's really close too. Ah, rude. And this one's very close. It's just one shy. Oh well. Throated water lily, that's a new one too. Okay, well we need to figure out a different source of water. And I think the water that we're going to have to deal with is going to have to be from the whipping gourds here, and then perhaps maybe these water lilies could be a source of water. The wigged lotus. I think it's gonna have to come from plants. At least until we can get our hands on... Unless... Nope. Oh my god. The number of times they've like stuck like a little nub of something to keep your pontoon from being built. It's absolutely maddening. But they knew what they were doing. Alright, so no water available in this desert. So let's start. We're gonna start with housing. I'm trying to think ahead, because like this is gonna be for gathering water. These gourds are gonna be very important to us. The lily might be very important too, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet. So let's start with this guy. We'll build the starting road kind of like this. And then we'll build... How much do we have, like, materials? We got some rock. We got more rock, bark and tree trunks than we have rock. But there are rocky amalgams around. Like here. This is actually a super good source of rock right now. So let's queue up all of these... these rip out orders. I don't want to rip out any of these plants. They could be very, very useful to us. Alright, that's a good start. Tear out all of those rocks. We would love to get our... science research lab off the ground really quickly here. So we can analyze a lot of these new plants, because I am not familiar with any of them. Let's start with stone house. I think... What's your range here? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gonna jam the buildings in here as tight as we can for now. Stone houses all the way. There. That's a good start. So this is going to take 120 stone, and we started with 50, but we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 240. So we'll get over or twice as much stone as we need. Let's go ahead and grab these runes while we're out here. And then following it up, I'm going to start with the research lab. I actually want to pull this road in just slightly. We could set this first district up to be a research district rather than a social district, because, you know, they are starting in the research zone. Although it should, if we want the benefit to, like you see the square, if we want everybody to have the knowledge benefit, we should really have it be in the center of town. We need one, what is that thing called? Technological artifact. They're working on the houses. They're working on the picker's cabin. Cellar is complete. That's a great thing. I don't care about carbon bulbs, but I would like to store all of our food in this location currently. So we're going to push everything to 200. We're not going to have bread for a while. Maybe one of these plants will give us grain, though. That would be kind of a fun find. All right, add task. We're going to start with picking. Or is it trimming? Uh-oh. All right. Don't start yet. I'm gonna hold off on putting anybody in there. I cannot remember. I have a bad feeling that picking causes the gourd to whip you. And then, oh, that's right. We don't have any beaky bells. The beaky bells are the ones that you pick to gain water. The gourds will whip you when you try to pick them for water. If that's the case, it might be the lily that's more important. Well, we'll wait and see. We're not going to tear this thing down just yet. Maybe the wigged lotus is important. We do have a fair amount of starting water and food, so we can get our people off the ground. All right, we're building houses. People won't be starving forever. Oh, we started in a dry season. Rough. Is there a way... It's too hot. Is there a way I can lower the temperature already? I don't think I know that ability yet. Okay. In that case... if we're going to build a square, we probably want the... research building next to the square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the square is a 5x5. So we could put this research thing like here. I think that's a good spot for it. And putting it there allows us to walk by these rocky outcropping things. What do you mean there's no water? There's plenty of water. I guess it's not in the cellar, it's just in this, this starting stock. There we go. Field laboratory. Let's add analyses. Start with this. Follow it up with, that guy. And then we're gonna research anything that looks like it could possibly give us water. What are you? Cotton sprouts. Neat. I don't think that gives us water, but it's a new plant. Let's put 2 people in here. And then, is there anything else out here that I haven't surface analyzed? I guess the volcano tree is pretty nifty. Is it superheated plant fruit? and that's dangerous? Alright, we've constructed enough housing that everybody has a place to live, thankfully. Ooh, you know, I am guessing the wigged lotus is actually lowering the temperature of these houses here. Because these 2 are too hot. These 2 are actually okay. The good news is, once this house over here is done, the people that are living in these 2 hot of houses can move over here and they'll be fine. At least for this dry season. That's interesting. I bet this thing is lowering the nearby temperature. We finished the research on the whipped gourd. We're building our research center. That's good. Analysis report. Yep, it's the... Oh, okay, so you can get water by ripping them out. Picking them does nothing, and then we could trim them to get lianas. Okay, so if we get desperate for water, we could rip the whipping gourds out. So that's good to know. Interesting. Oh, okay, so if we pick them, this one gives us seeds and vegetables. That's very helpful. Very useful indeed, actually. So why don't we go set... Just to get started on some food, just start picking the nearby... The nearby wigged lotus. Petrified giant, we know we can pick. That gives us rocks. But we should research it just to... Because I have a bad memory. Can I not? Can I not research those because we've already queued them up for picking? Are there no... Oh, I was going to say, are there no other giants on this planet? I'm very curious about the cactus shrub. Did we queue up cactus shrub? Yeah. What are you guys researching now? The throated water lily. I'm holding out hope that the water lily may be able to save us from a water perspective. If not, we need to rush the thermal basin research because there's no other source of water on this map. So we're getting the research center set up. We've got a source of food, so that's something. Do we start with a kitchen? We sure do. Okay. Maybe we set up our kitchen close to our picker's hut. Well, you know what? I think the way we should do this is we should set up a cellar next to this picker's hut. Make this one specifically for... vegetables. And, well, the problem is we don't have any access to fruits right now. I'm assuming one of these other plants does give us access to fruits. We did build the research center. We have to unlock tool production. So let's see here. Tool production is under the forge. Here it is. So we could do that one. Where is the well? Does this allow us to... Hold on. Isn't that the water extractor dealio? It unlocks the following building, well. But also, does it unlock the other one? The hot water well? I forget what it's called. I think this might be more... Wow, we don't have any tools. All right. Forge it is. We don't have technological artifacts? We do. They're just on the ground. Ah, it's because I don't have a place to store them. That's dumb of me. Let's just place this here. I think that's fine. That poor man is trapped. Oop, new analysis? Ah, rats. Oh! Okay, we've got our plan. The plan is to start picking throated water lily, which gives us poisonous, but it's not poisonous, it's toxic water. I guess it's a different word for poisonous. But if we pick a bunch of this stuff, toxic water, and then we set up our own water district over here, we can start water production just without a pontoon. I understand how this works now. Okay, so the plan is, next episode, we will start setting up the picker's cabin over here, start pulling off all the water lilies, or maybe we would do it down here. There seem to be more down here. I think I'll set it up over there. And then the nice thing is, if and when we get this hot water, the thermal basin going, then we can maybe pivot or even incorporate it into, maybe not pivot off of water lily water production entirely. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more synergy, you want to see me play through the next scenario, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!